Hey guys, good morning. Happy Friday. It's Daryl here. It's 9 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Okay, I'd like to use my past experience to talk to you guys and give my opinion to you guys on what I perceive as two blatant Trump lies. These two statements made by Donald Trump stuck out to me immediately as soon as I heard them. If you've been watching this channel for any amount of time, you know that I was a past heroin and crack cocaine, a hardcore drug addict for about 23 years of my life. On October 23rd this year, I will have 14 years completely clean and sober. Not even a sip of beer, not a pill, nothing. And I like to use the experience, what I can from my mistakes. And one of these things is I'd like to think that I'm very good at spotting deceit, at spotting somebody telling a lie. I had to lie every single day. I lied nonstop back when I was a drug addict. And somebody pointed this out. Well, why should we trust you? These days, life is so much better for me because basically I don't do anything that I have to lie about. I don't go anywhere. I don't say anything. I don't do anything that I have to be ashamed of, that I have to hide. And I got to tell you guys, it's a remarkable feeling. It's a great feeling. Some people might call my life now boring, but I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. Anyway, if you've been watching this channel for any amount of time, you know that from time to time I tell you guys I can spot deceit. I can spot a lie. Let me point out two of them that I noticed. Okay, Trump just yesterday talked about moving the Republican convention from Florida. Okay, now he explains this. He says, I talked to my guys and I told my guys, listen, this isn't a very good time right now for this convention in Florida. That to me stuck out. I guarantee you that is not the truth. It's hard for me to explain it to you guys. A lot of times when I used to lie, I would use a conversation as evidence when I talk to somebody, but I would change. This is one of the things you do when you're a pathological liar. You'll mix in lies with bits of the truth to make it more believable. That's probably one of the most common tricks to deceit. And a lot of times I would use my conversation with somebody else, somebody that people would trust to add more the veracity to my claim. Now he says that he's the one that said to his people, now's not a good time. It just stuck out like a sore thumb. First of all, Donald Trump, all right? You guys know Trump like I know him. Do you really think that he had that kind of consideration that he said, well, wait a minute, now is not a good time? He's pushing kids to get back in school, not wearing a mask. He doesn't seem to be all that concerned about the coronavirus unless it somehow affects his election, right? But he had the foresight to say to his people, look, now's not a really good time. And the way he says it, that is just, to me, it sticks out like a sore thumb. The way he says, look, guys, this really isn't the time. Does that sound like something Donald Trump would say to you guys? No, absolutely not. And then again, I don't know, psychologists probably have terms for this, but like I said, I would mix the lies in with factual things like a conversation, and look, this is just my opinion, but I'm telling you guys, that statement right there, I would be willing to bet $1,000 that statement is a lie. Will I ever be able to prove it? No, but I guarantee you that conversation, he did not say that. Okay, the other statement. Okay, let me bring up this cognitive reasoning test. I started to think about this. Now, we'll get off the subject of lying just for 1 second. And all of a sudden it occurred to me, why is the president, our president, the leader of our country, taking a test for people with dementia? I haven't heard, people are making fun of the test right now and everything. And basically that's it. But no, I don't know if anybody's just stopped and asked themselves, why? Why? Look, it's not like Trump just to go and say, hey, what's my horoscope today? Let me take this personality test over here. He's not that kind of guy. You know what I mean? So what are the chances that he bumped into his doctor or whatever and he said, hey, doc, why don't you give me a cognitive reasoning test? Sounds like a fun thing to do. You know what I mean? No, I don't see that happening. Something is amiss here. The way he talks about the way he had the conversation. This is another time where I think he was lying, because he talks about a conversation with his doctor. That he says to his doctor, hey, why don't I take this test? Do you have this test? Something along those lines. And that lie alarm went off in my head again. See, again, he is using a conversation that he claimed he had with his doctor. And he's lying. He's telling, his story is that he's supposedly repeating this admirable thing that he said to the doctor, or this admirable thing that he said to his people about moving the convention to somewhere else. I'm willing to bet, like I said, with my past experience in lying, that there probably was a conversation between Trump and his people. And there probably was a conversation between Trump and his doctor. But then that's where the truth ends. Like I said, can I prove this? No. But as 23 years spent as a very dishonest, hardcore drug addict, and using that experience to relate this to you guys, I am willing to bet those two statements stuck out like a sore thumb to me. I really believe that Trump wouldn't just out of the blue take a cognitive reasoning test for dementia on top of it. Why? I feel that somebody brought this up to him, that it would be a good idea for him to take this. I have a feeling this is what I think it is. I think he's going to use it as a weapon against Biden. That's going to be his angle of attack on Biden. He's going to tell Biden, well, hey, I took this cognitive reasoning test, Sleepy Joe. How about you? And I think that's the angle of attack. He's going to go with that. But it's kind of worrisome when you get down to it, when you really look at it. The president of our country, the president of supposedly the strongest nation in the world, taking a test on dementia. That's troubling. If you just stop, forget about the test, but why is he taking this test in the first place? This is a test for, somebody that's going to be going to a nursing home, or somebody, when you're going to take away somebody's driver's license, like an 80, 85-year-old person. And here's the president of our country bragging about this. I'm going to talk more about this in another video too. This test is an embarrassment to our country. The fact that we have the leader of our country going around bragging that he passed a test for dementia. I don't know if people, I think a lot of people got sidetracked and just looked at the test and kind of laughed. But when you really start thinking about it, first of all, I think there's more to it. I think somebody really pushed him to take this test, is what I believe. And he's going to use it against Biden. I don't think it proves anything. Here, look, right off the top of my head. Person, woman, man, camera, TV. Bam. I will remember those 5 words for the rest of my life. I'm going to make another video talking about this ridiculous test. But anyway, that's my video for today. I'm telling you, those two statements, without a doubt, are a lie. Can I prove it? No. But my gut instinct in 23 years of being a dishonest person, I'm willing to bet he lied. He lied about him wanting to move the convention, it being his idea. And he lied about talking to the doctor and saying, hey, how about I take a cognitive reasoning test? Those conversations did not happen. All right. You guys have a good Friday.